Godsent at least, who are going to be in Pro League next season. So yeah, I feel like Space Soldiers could pick this one up, and I think that's going to be my guess. But at the end of the day, it depends which Godsent shows up, doesn't it? If we see the Godsent, as you say, from earlier, maybe not. But smoke going over A, they're going to charge on out. It's Major in the back lines in the CT spawn. No smoke down for him. He can pop heads, and he will do so. Twist is down, and Godsent already losing out on players. Team kill coming in as well.
Yeah, even though Paz executes Zentaris, the power struggle rages on, but it doesn't matter because Major within the site will be able to find it. 3 huge frags to cement that pistol round for Space Soldiers. And that means they will be able to hopefully extend this lead earlier on. Just to try and mix things up a bit, I do feel like Godsent, you know, they do have what it takes to pull this map through indefinitely. I mean, something that you were saying is that a lot of Space Soldiers wins on this map are against kind of lower caliber teams, but they've been playing very well as a unit. Meanwhile, Godsent, they kind of fluctuate. They're a little bit more hit and miss. So in this round, let's see if they can try and rectify these issues. It's going to be the push in through mid. 2 players here with 2 also then making their way in through tunnels. It's going to be Schneider pushed on out in mid to try and help these guys out as best he can. Smoke is down for the time being, so Zentaris is relatively safe. No one to peek out through window. Does leave a lot of pressure on Zentaris really to try and affect this mid play, but it doesn't matter because Doplin's going to have his face impaled by Zentaris there to kickstart this round for Space Soldiers.
Yeah, you got to take into account this is a map that Godsent only won 19-17 at the ESL finals against Darksided, a random Australian team that no one had ever seen before. So this is the thing about Godsent. They can tilt, they can lose maps that they really shouldn't have, and they can get very close. So I'm getting worried into this one, but maybe we'll see them show up as we go into the bye. However, in these pistol rounds, it can't be too much expected, or as I say, that Schneider, he's dropped Antares. Engine's been found towards B in the meantime as well, thanks to the handy dig on Letcro. So now that I start to put them down, they actually pick up a few kills here and there, but they are still far away from closing out the round. They are going to be pushing deep in towards B, or at least Letcro will be looking for another potential dig onto any of these players. As Godsent, they've got this split coming in through underpass. Still the bomb towards top mid, going to be taking its time to join the others. And it's looking like a B take with 30 seconds left. They've got to hurry the hell up. Calyx has been spotted. Letcro trying to look for that dig onto him. But Calyx does not want to go down. Nice dig. Good damage. He's 1 HP left. That's huge. The nade flies in. Could have killed himself. But Calyx, he's going to let him run right past him. His teammate's there for defense. And now Schneider pushing on in. Does get killed by Calyx, leaving just Pronax, but only one for his name onto the already low player. The Space Soldiers closed it out, but getting very, very close there.
Yeah, I was scared when Paz started spraying past Major, who was only on 1 HP. I thought we would have seen Paz get himself another team kill there, but not looking to be the case. Space Soldiers pick up that second round. They keep 3 players alive. And now Godsent going to be investing in a couple more pistols across the board. But ultimately, not too much for them to work with. 1 smoke going to be thrown down over towards window, hopefully to allow Twist and Doplin to sneak on by, but there is still a Paz up on short to contend with. As well as that, you got to watch out because Zentaris, he's playing it over in mid with the MP9. First going to clear out top mid. Does mean there's only 2 players with an A to hold this back, but both the players in through low are just going to get decapitated by Zentaris, completely caught off guard. The push coming on out now, and Calyx, he's going to be the redeemer, picks himself up to Major in from CT. Dispatching a Pronax, and Space Soldiers, they keep 5 alive exactly as they needed to do. Now Godsent with the buy-in. This is where they have to try and stop this momentum early on, and Space Soldiers clearly feeling confident, going to be keeping the MP9 in play by the looks of things, along with those 2 UMPs.
I think we all know the MP9 is the best gun in the game, Harry. I'm sure you agree with me on that one. So, interesting to see how he plays it. Up close towards ramp is going to be the choice. And it's so good for getting a pick and then just grabbing an AK and dropping back. The issue is it's the risk reward. If the players don't push towards you and they go into the other side of the map and you're left to retake with an MP9, that's typically when you're screwed. But let's see how he performs. Zentaris can't take down Doplin in mid. And Major, with a handy help of a Molotov, is going to be pushing in, trying to get some information, maybe get himself an early pick. But nothing will be gained here from Space Soldiers. Just wasting utility and Godsent baiting out what little that they can, while Space Soldiers set up for a triple B setup. And without any information, this is a brave play to go with. While retaking A is very common, it's still very rare to see a triple B setup. But again, it's these kind of crazy plays that may catch Godsent off guard.
Major already be hitting the deck over towards that A bomb site. That makes things up a bit for Godsent here, is now they have found an opening frag out towards A. Already the rotate's coming in as Calyx going to be posted up in CT with Paz to assist from a jungle. You look at it, there's 3 players in mid right now for Godsent. The bomb going to be picked up, and slowly but surely moving its way forward over towards ramp. It's Doppelin as short to try and dispatch of Engine, and he does so. They take a two-man advantage as now they look to try and make their way out over here towards a Paz in jungle, the linchpin to try and hold these players back. Pushing up to the smoke, first touches those shots from Electro. Going to be coming on through, only gets one before the trades rain in. And Godsent pick themselves up their first round, their first rifle round in their T side. The buy stat can still come up though from Space Soldiers because they invested so little in that previous round.
Yeah, we're back on Calyx again. Major was on that MP9. We had UMPs. It's not too much of a worry for Space Soldiers just yet, but they need to wrap this one up. Otherwise, it is going to be Godsent building up that T-side economy, and as a result, crashing the CTs. In return, Space Soldiers can reset Godsent. Good opportunity to do so, but Pronax, he's sneaking out ramp. Major needs to be aware of this one. Going to walk his way up. Nice shot there. Good flick onto Major's head. And a man advantage going the way of Godsent early on as well. Engine's extremely tagged up towards B. He only just falls back with an inch of his life. 8 HP remaining. And Godsent so far, we're very early round. We haven't even seen Godsent progress too much, and they've already done good damage and got themselves a pick. So right now they are set up perfectly for this round.
And Torres pulls it back into a 4-4 though. Lekra is still over in apps, trying to spot something out. The bomb are going to be left over in T-spawn. There's still plenty of time left for them to make their mind up. Doppelin peeking mid. They have a good bit of control spread out across the map. They haven't allowed any aggression to come out from Space Soldiers, and as a result, Space Soldiers have very little in terms of information. Two players on either bomb site with mid for the most part left open. Zentares trying to watch both the push in towards A and middle. The smoke goes down for window, and this is going to allow them the cover of these smokes to try and converge in through mid. One of these players from B should start rotating on off as the smokes and flashes now rain in towards the same bomb site, but they're determined that something's happening out here towards B, and it's not the case as Godsent go charging in towards the A bomb site. Lekra to find the first on the Zentares, and now Calyx just has to buy time for the rotates to come in from CT. Engine over towards short, does put it back into a 3-on-3, but Calyx gonna fall in CT, and now it's all on Paz and Engine. 2 versus 3. Paz trapped over in CT spawn, Engine and Connector. They want to try and find something sooner rather than later if they're still going to go for this.
Oh, a nice attempt from Paz there, but he falls short. Twist takes him down, and that should signal the save, especially with Engine being so low. There's no way he can go for this on his own now, especially with 3 players alive. So we'll be the round for Godsent. They're up 2. Space Soldier's not able to get that reset. So Godsent's still in this one. I don't know why I'm saying that. I just feel like the way that we saw them perform on that first map makes me really act, if anything, biased against them now coming into this. I'm worried that they might have such a terrible game like over on Cobble, but this is their map pick. This is their chance to shine, especially on that T side, and they are doing so far. 3-2, plenty of money. Space Soldiers on the eco.
Yeah, it's looking like Godsent should be able to find their equalizer in this round, allow them to start to build up some cash on their T side. Lekra going to have the AWP. Curiously enough, I imagine they're going to be playing off spawn, and it's because he did have that spawn for mid, and it pays off. Calyx goes down. Now he can toss that back over towards either Twist or Doppelin, both of them competent AWPers. Mid control going to be taken. Paz over on short Engine. Going to be here as well as they boost him up. Trying to spot something out over in mid, but Godsent aren't going to overextend. Instead, it's Zentares going aggressive, pushing up through Palace. Getting a load of information on the back of this, and you can already see the Godsent a little bit suspicious to something that might be going on. Going to be rotating background. Zentares taking the scenic route, gets a little bit distracted, and will fall at the hands of Pronax. These players just being mopped up right now by Godsent.
Yeah, having no issue. Paz tags the head of Schneider, but only for 50, and he can just back off as well. No need to contest that. But again, it is only a USP, so you might just go for the straight up fight, aim battle. One bullet is all it's going to take to tag Paz enough to, mean that aim punch is a factor that will shut him down. But Twist catching rotations, there's Paz dead. Now it's Major on the A site, or at least in CT. He catches out one. There's a gun to play with, but it's not exactly a saviour of the round. They should hold on to both of these guns, bring them into the next one. They should be able to buy. And that will be the case, as this will be 2,400 into their banks after this round, combined with the 2k they've got saved. It allows them to buy, but not kits and full nades. So saving these 2 AKs is going to be they have a little more money to buy up utility kits, maybe even get the AWP up into this game as well. Very important that they hold on to both of these guns here, so no reason to chase. Godsent aren't going to be contesting at all. They want to make sure that no one's doing any monkey business, no one's getting on the bomb, and also they want their economy to grow as well on the T side, so hunting heavily, not going to be positive for their own economy, if they do lose players, that is.
Third round for Godsent there, as they do manage to find themselves the equalizer. Now the buy can come in from Space Soldiers, as you said. Should have everything they're going to need. The two players that save the rifles dropping over means that they can afford a little bit extra utility across the board. A couple of kits as well up on Engine, Zentaris and Paz. So pretty much everything they could possibly need into this round. Pronex did try to go aggressive there over towards ramp, but it's going to be held back by that Molotov twist up in Palace. Only Calyx here, with Zentaris and Major currently over in middle. Look like they want to try going aggressive, and if they did so, they could potentially catch these guys off guard. You can see that Doplin's still watching for any mid-aggression from Apps. With two players pushed up over here towards B. Just spreading out, trying to grab map control early on, but it's going to be difficult when Pronax has his head railed with bullets. Calyx trying to do even more work on this A-bomb site. Not going to fall just yet, as Twist will falter as well. Doplin does manage to dispatch Zentaris over in mid, but the man advantage still in favor of Space Soldiers.
That's the thing from Zentaris I don't get. He just chases. They get a 5-on-3 straight away thanks to Calyx picking up 2 kills on that A site, and then Zentaris chases top mid and runs for a kill. He goes down instantly, and now Godsent have another chance back into this round. They had a 5v3, they shouldn't be able to pick up the round, but now it's fairly close. And there's such an unnecessary push from Zentaris. We always see it for Space Soldiers. Reason being, they play against a lot of lower tier teams. They have a lot of confidence. They know their aim's great. But you can't make those kind of mistakes up against teams of this caliber. Godsent know what they're doing. It seems like there's some kinks that need to be ironed out for Space Soldiers if they want to compete at this level consistently. Paz at least will take down Disco Doppler and Godsent. Still trying to split into this B site. 2 players coming in through the apartments. First will be denied. It will be a trade, but Major drops Schneider in the meantime. Sorry. And Space Soldiers, another round on the board. They take a bit of a break for 3 or so, but they're back in on this CT side. Godsent still had the money to fall back on after that 3-round streak. So buy going to come through, or possible from Doppler if he forfeits the head armor and all utility. He's going to go safe, go for the AK, get those nades in as well. And considering Schneider has no nades coming into this round other than a singular HE, it's fairly important that we see Doppler buy up those nades as well if they want to go for some kind of take. And it seems that they're going to be all setting up towards pallets.
Yeah, they're just going to waterfall on in, going in dry, and actually makes them to get one. Calyx trying to trade things back, but it's Twist to drop on through, picks up 2 frags, and this round will be going their way.
No.
In a big way. They line up for Zentaris, as people often do, and in the blink of an eye, it's all on Lecro. 1v2. Bomb dropped down towards A. Lecro well and truly on his way back around through T-spawn to try and clutch this one out, but Zentaris holding the angle. Okay, just finish him off. The 3k for Zentaris to pick another round up for Space Soldiers here, 5-3, as they maintain the 2-round advantage. The economy, sorry, at Godsent going to be really starting to feel the pain as they force buy down into this round. Could set them up, however, to give up a couple of rounds consecutively, allowing Space Soldiers to leap ahead with their own economy.
As you hinted as well, this isn't the first time we've seen Zentaris get collateral kills or line-up kills. He did that earlier over in Cash in one of their earlier games, so funnily enough. Either way, we're going to be seeing this burst out onto B. 2 defenders here. Paz and Engine, plenty of nades to throw out, and they will be utilising them. As the burst comes through here from the C side, it's going to be Engine alone. Already his teammates down to the ground, and he has to go big. 1, make it 2. He gets a 3rd. That's Major, sorry, supporting, but lots of damage done onto Twist in the meantime. Pronax is also 50 HP, so now this is good for Space Soldiers. They can get back into this one, but they've lost a lot of players. Zentaris, though, luckily, coming in from the back. He's going to be timed perfectly. That nade may even do it. Twist is so low, he has to force himself forward to move out of the range, but he still gets killed by Calyx on the back. So Space Soldiers, another round, they lose 3. Good damage done by Godsent, but it doesn't matter because they can rebuy, and not only that, but Godsent are now on the eco. There's no way they can force up into this one. just pistols, a bit of armor on Pronax. Oh, sorry, Schneider. But Pronax can't go for anything. I doubt Lekra will go for too much either. So it has to majoritarily be the save here for Godsent. Give up another round to the CT team and allow Space Soldiers to get one step closer to Cologne.
Yeah, 4 players over in mid for Godsent trying to make their way on through. Just rushing up short, lots of pressure on Paz to try and keep these guys at bay, and he only gets one. Engine in towards B, has to hold back the tide. It doesn't matter because Zentaris is doing a fantastic job of doing just that. Picks up 2, it's all on Pronax. Rushing in towards B, just going to go for the do or die. Bomb plant baits out Engine. And now they're in the sight up close, but Engine lands the shot and does take him down. There's going to be Space Soldiers to pick themselves up a 7th round, and as you said, another step closer to potentially winning this out 2-0. Godsent going to be buying on down. Plenty of room left to play around with for these guys. But I think they would like more than 3 rounds on their T half. There's still a lot of ground left to cover. Will be the AWP up on Doppler to try and do it. Twist actually, you know, not donning his AWPing shoes too much here. Instead opting to go for the rifle and giving that roll over to Doppler. And Tara's going aggressive up through mid, and once again it doesn't pay off. It's Paz to try and refrag with Schneider in through the smoke, picks him up. And then they take that man advised that much further. Major to try and refrag things back, but the trade's going back and forth over in mid. Ultimately going to go in favor of Godsent. Calyx alone out here on A, going to be punished by Twist. It's all on Engine. 1v3 who has snuck up short. Spots out Lekro. Doppler trying to trade things back, misses the first shot, but doesn't miss again. It is going to be Godsent with the return as they go ahead and grab themselves a 4th round.
If he got that second kill to Doppler, that would have been his round. Twist was so low on that A site, that could have been a doable clutch there. A nice first shot, but he won't be able to continue, and as you say, another for Godsent. But Space Soldiers, they do have a buy still. No AWP up on this time, but still rifles across the board, 1 SMG, and allowing a little more utility on the side of Major. The cooler here for Space Soldiers. There's Godsent. They set up outside of B8 once again. Bit more of a default. They have that control inside of the apartments and out ramp. Oronax, very ballsy solo peeking. If his teammate tries to trade, Major's going to be here. This is a very, very ballsy play by Twist if he attempts it. But Major, he's there. He's ready. He's got himself an AK. Nice little upgrade there. And he even gets $600 in the bank as well for that kill. Schneider looking to do some damage to Connector. Goes down, sorry. Electro trades. And Zentaris pulls out his nades right after that kill. It's a 2-on-4. And Godsent not sitting pretty into this round. We even see a boost up onto short. Space Soldiers looking to hunt these kills. Add the insult to injury.
And Pass will fall. Now they get the information that Lekra is in mid, but... Oh, never mind. Edge just going to dispatch of Doppler, and Lekro will fall as well. And Space Soldiers going to be picking themselves up an 8th round. 8-4. 4 rounds their advantage, however you want to say it. They do reside in the lead. The reset's going to come in swiftly to Godsent once again at the full burden of that economic downfall. And then we force buying up around. It does make sense. Means into the 14th they will have to go in with Eco. And then the one after that they will be able to get a buy together if they don't win this one. So just looks like it's going to be all their eggs in one basket, or all their Swedes in one basket, as they send everyone over here towards this A bomb site. 3 players up in Palace, the bomb, and Doppler on ramp.
Bursting they go, but Calyx, Calyx and Zentaris both picking up kills left and right. Major will even chime in for one, and Schneider's caught towards the back of the box. Molotov will be used. That will force him out into the open, and he should be going down, but he's taking players with him left and right. Will eventually fall to that molly. But still, he got 2 kills there. I feel like that's a round you shouldn't be letting too many kills go. Either way, Space Soldiers have the money, and there's only 2 rounds left of the half, so it hopefully won't impact them too much long term. But Godsent, they're really struggling. Look at their money into this one. They were hoping for a bomb plant in their round to give them a bit of an extra boost, but without that coming through, now they've got 1 more eco before the last of the half. It's going to be at least a 10-5 half, maybe even an 11-4. As Godsent will only be able to buy up on the last round of the half, although maybe I've jinxed it because Schneider's gone and opened up middle, taking down Major early on, but still, the rest of his team are on Glocks and P250s. Not exactly a viable buy.
Yeah, Engine and Pan's going to take the aggression up through short, and it does pay off as they drop the bomb. Schneider still raining death from afar with his dirty deeds from top mid. But he will finally fall. It's all on Lekro, 1v3. They hear him charging through apps on the B bomb site. Engine just going to hold the angle, and Lekro peeking on out. Oh, okay, Lekro, that was wonderful. Going to go ahead and just one tap Engine down towards short. The PT50 paying off as Lekro does turn it around into a 1v2. The bomb over on short, well and truly in the grasp of Space Soldiers. He doesn't have a weapon to make things work with aside from the P250, but Zentaris is tagged down so low and has to watch the flank coming in from behind. It's going to allow Lekro to make his way all the way back through T-spawn to try and catch these players off guard, and it could pay off because Calix, he's watching the bomb. He thinks he's going to come from short. There's no way he'd expect the play up through a ramp.
But the issue is, will he check the site? Oh, the timing! He scopes out, looks back, Lekro's there, he's fighting with a pistol and he gets away with it! That was so unlucky for Lekro. If only Calix didn't zoom out there to throw the flashbang in for middle for Zentares. That would have been the round for Lekro. Well, not definitely, but a very good shot. He would have maybe got that first kill, but to be honest, it looked like the direction Lekro was walking, he wasn't even checking site anyway, so a bit of an off angle anyway play from Calix. I don't know if he even would have checked it, so doesn't matter too much. Space Soldiers pick up the round, 10-4 as we said, at least. But could have gone far closer. But now we see the buy from Godsent. Aggression from the CT side towards the top of middle. Engines there. So is Paz. Good damage. Antares gets the kill. There's so much going on right now in mid. And it's all in the favour of Space Soldiers. Godsent last two players are so split up. And the bomb is down for the CT side once again. It's like deja vu all over again.
Doblin has actually been allowed to worm his way out from Palace. Lekro still waiting over here towards B. First, just going to see if Disco Doppelin can open anything up. Calix is playing it very, very passively, and CT doesn't even reveal his position. I think Doppelin instead believing that everyone's rotated off to go get the bomb, and Calix will dispatch him. Now it all falls on Lekro once again to clutch this out. 1v3. We've seen him land some spectacular shots, and now he looks to try and make it happen to get Godsent a fifth round in the corner. Centaurus is there, and as he often does, tramples on the dreams of the Swedes. 4-11 as Space Soldiers, they pick themselves up another round.
An even better halftime than that first map, and this one is the pick of Godsent. Take into account this is a team that killed themselves on the knife round, so they didn't play it, so they got that T side. I feel like maybe they should have played it and gotten that CT side first. What is happening to Godsent, Harry? I don't want to put down Space Soldiers' win so far. They are a great team, but this is not the Godsent we really, well, expect to see, is it?
I mean, no, not really.
Trying to justify it somehow and then realise that's just impossible. Like the players on the roster.
I think Space Soldiers are playing it very well, though, at the end of the day. I feel like that's something you can't take away from them. A lot of the round wins that they have got have been on the back of some very, very good individual prowess and good communication. So, you know, I mean, to say that a lot of this fault lies with Godsent, you know, they're not having that good a game. Like, Disco Doppelin's gone very silent. Twist isn't really stepping up how we'd usually expect. But at the same time, I do feel like Space Soldiers are playing very well. So it is difficult to see where the fault lies into the second half, though. Space Soldiers this time on the T side, they've got 3 players making their way over towards B, with 2 left for the time being, just waiting to see if any aggression makes its way out through a ramp and to throw these. I think no, they don't even have decoys. They are literally just waiting for the aggression. The 2 players with decoys instead are over towards that B bomb site.
Interested to see where this goes. They're not taking any ramp or palace control, but they're holding back aggressively, or passively, sorry, with Glocks. At more of a range where the USP is going to be favoured. I don't know. I'm interested. It looks like some kind of late round B take, but I'm questioning the positions of Calix and Zentares. Are they attempting to split through A and then create the distraction? Or no, okay, they pull on back. Or they start to, at least. This makes a lot more sense. Yeah, no, okay. Now this makes more sense. They were just waiting for aggression from Godsent to see if they pushed up for information on ramp. Nothing's come through, so now they're going to group with the team and they will be bursting B late in the round. I like this actually, it's a good start. The thing is, Godsent are kind of aware of the possibility. They're setting up for the retake over on B. We've got Schneider in the kitchen and Lekro as well over on short. They're ready for this. The issue is B isn't really a retakeable site, but the USP is going to be favoured at ranges like this where we have to see the crosses come through. Schneider spotted. The bomb actually going to back off as we can see that they start to head in towards underpass instead, making a lot of noise. 20 seconds left. They need to get control. They need to hurry up and get onto a site because they're simply running out of time. Lekro's on the back, tapping away with the USP. He gets one. Only one, though, because Major trades, and now they make their way up towards A.
Yeah, time going to be the real issue here. The rotate's already coming on through, but they find the frags between them. It's all on Twist. 1v1. Tags Major down. He's got to reload and falling on back. Twist rounds the corner, but Major lands the shot. There was so little time left, and Major will prevail. A 3k for him in the pistol to pick that one up for Space Soldiers. And that could be one of the final nails in a Godsent's coffin. 4-12 in favor of Space Soldiers. The pistol round under their belts, and now the possibility to convert 2 anti-eco rounds as well to carry them through to a 4-14 scoreline.
And a fun fact, Major has gotten a 3k on both pistol rounds this map so far. What a way to kick off this second half. It's going to be the scout on twist though. Tags down Paz in middle. He's down to 30. That will limit him, especially against these Deagles. Now they have one-shot potential to the body, or even legs at this point. The Space Soldiers reconvene in the apartments, looking to play it very, very quickly, it seems. But Lekro and Doppler, good Deagle players of the team, looking to defend. First shot from Letko, he lands it. Spraying in through the flashbang as well, looking for a little bit more, but Xantares, one of the key players, is gone. Doppler's been dropped as well, but still the Deagle spam away. Not going to work out for Letko. Engine takes him down, and Major's still holding onto the mid-control as Calyx does even more damage pushing into B. It's going to be the site control for Space Soldiers, and eventually Major will be reconvening as well up through short to try and join them as they realise that no one's coming in back through mid, but he may just get met with Pronax, pushing him with the AK, blindsided, not holding the angle, and Pronax takes him down. It's a 2v2.
They're finding the frag on a Schneider in the site with the crossfire they have. It's going to be fairly pivotal here. Given Pronax do have a bit of a crossfire setup as Pronax comes in from short with the AK in hand. Both these players dead in one shot to the scout. And the Deag actually doing more than enough damage to put this back into the realms of possibility here. The UMP's up close, the aim punch takes effect, and Pronax will go down. Schneider crosses into the roaring gun of Engine. And that will be Space Soldiers to pick themselves up a 13th. Godsent with very little money going to be buying down a couple of pistols on the players that can't afford it to try and do some more damage into this round. The buy won't come in till next, meaning Space Soldiers will have a 10-round lead providing they convert this round.
And I imagine that's going to be fairly simple considering the way that this half has been going so far. Major's only on a Glock, so that's showing the kind of confidence that we have on this team right now. He has 1200, he could invest in anything. You know, UMP, a pistol, but no, he's just Glocking it, rocking it with his Glock out as they fast play up towards B again. It just seems like B is their bread and butter right now. They love it. Doppler's going to take down one player in middle, one rifle secure, but Leko's going to throw it off into middle. Okay, with the Deagle, as the smoke blooms, takes the head off of Engine. But still Paz is getting aggressive, looking for these kills, will hunt down Doppler, and that was important. If he died there, it would have been a 4v2, and that would have been a retakeable situation, but now it's looking a lot better for Space Soldiers.
Don't underestimate Lekro and his dirty Deags. As Major dances back and forth on the site.
Only a Glock.
Lekro.
No.
He's only got a Glock and a dream, but that's all it takes. Clearly. Major's massive Glock play is going to be all it takes. And Bomb will be going off twist. Trying best he can to hold on to the AK. And will be able to do so as they don't go hunting. Space Soldiers, as we say, going to be picking up that 14th. 10 rounds ahead. The buy comes in. Doppler going to be on that AWP, but he is completely nude. No armor up behind him. Rifles across the board for everyone else. Plenty of utility in play. They have to pick this round up.
Doppler, pressure on him as he makes his way to connector. Looking for the pick in mid. Good tag onto Major. There's the damage. But he needs to convert it. They need these kills. Damage is not good enough. Money is not good enough. They need the rounds. As you can see, Space Soldiers going to be wrapping around Major from the top and middle, not wanting to get picked alone in mid. Back towards ramp to join the rest of his team as the underpass split comes through. It's going to be two players there. Schneider holding more passively. And the lack of mid control is very apparent here for the side of Godsent. The only positive side it means is Pronax can focus towards the connector a little bit more as Schneider holds onto his window. But look at the boost. They come on through. They don't expect it. Schneider's there, looking in for two, and he gets it. Paz goes down. Great reaction there from Schneider. And now Space Soldiers left with just 3 as the A push is attempted. They still twist close towards ramp. Looking at the tracers. Antares will find an opener out through the palace, but still, it's a 3-on-4.
And the bomb's rotating back through T-spawn. Schneider doing some serious damage. Already got himself 2. Really wants to pick up that 3rd. The push going to come in from Engine up through ramp, but it is going to be unfounded as Twist goes ahead and guillotines him on the approach. It all falls on a Major and Xantares. 2v4, 30 seconds left. The bomb already charging in towards that B bomb site though on the back of Major. The rotate's coming on through, but he is going to beat them into the site at least. Xantares falls, going for a very risky play down through middle, leaving this all on Major, who does dispatch of Lekro. Going to go in for the bomb plant now, but spotted by Schneider. Schneider gets the 4K. An absolute machine in that previous round to pick Godsent up a 5th. The Space Soldiers still with enough money to buy. Have their shot once again at reaching match point.
Still money for Space Soldiers. They can just full on buy down now. They're actually going to play it a lot safer. They could have got a few UMPs in play, chance to upset Godsent right after one round win, and a lot of other teams would do that. I would definitely recommend to do that now. Just go for that buy, go for that fast burst play that we've been seeing them doing on B, and chances are they probably win the round and then reset Godsent and then be able to close out the map easily, but they're actually playing it a lot safer. Still, this is a buy where they can get something done for sure. With 3 armoured players and 1 AK, I won't count them out, especially not with Antares. He takes down 1, Twist trades from the site. But no refrags coming in here from the T side. Calyx will get dropped in Palace, and Twist is going to start to have backup as players start flooding in here for the CT side. Not that he needs it, he's already on 3 right now. Defending this site like a madman, it's all onto Engine. No armour, only a Deagle. Twist may be dead soon, but Doplin's there to help him out. The issue is they don't know where this last player is, but Twist's going to work it out. Doesn't matter, too late, who's dead. Doplin holds the angle. It's only going to be a few seconds before he meets his demise.
And Godsent with a long way left to go before they can pull this one back, but the early rounds are going to inspire some confidence, seeing as they have been in Godsent's favour fairly substantially, both of them keeping 3 players alive, so it will be 6 out of a possible 10 over the last 2 rounds, meaning their money is starting to build up slowly but surely on the CT side. Rifles board up now for Space Soldiers as they elect to go in for another bite. 3 players over towards mid. They're going to be sending Zentares. Actually, no, I was going to say over towards A, but he's going to loop back through T-spawn to rejoin the rest of the gang, and look like they might make their way out through mid. Pop flashing out around the corner, trying to face off against Schneider, who is going to be forced on back. Instead, you're looking, for the most part, at Disco, Doplin, and Pronax to try and face through connector. Twist as well at the backup. 3 rifles trained over the top of that smoke, so if they try making their way up through short, Space Shoulders should get decimated. Space Shoulders does feel a bit like Space Shoulders with much we usually see some of these players carry. And while pushing in towards this site, Lekro to hold this back is going to do the damage along with Schneider. As Schneider finds both frags over on shore. He's been so insane in these last couple of rounds. Gets himself 3. Twist is there to finish off the Centaurs. It all falls onto Paz. He does get 1, but Lekro is not done. Finishes him off. Godsent to find themselves as 7th.
Space Soldiers can't afford to get complacent here. If they want to close out this map, they need to just play it safer. I feel like they're getting overconfident, just trying to take all the Angels they can. And again, they've got to take into account, of all the teams to take Angels against, Godsent is probably the worst choice. They have so many good players on this team. Everyone has the ability to hit nutty shots. So to see Space Soldiers throwing this one away would be a grave misdemeanor. But again, we're still fairly early on into the second half. We haven't seen too much from Space Soldiers in terms of their T-side buying. Nice deeg from Major. Nice deeg from Major. 2 of them, in fact. As a wrap comes in from T-spawn, Pronax is there to try and shut him down. He should be able to as well. Major's just alone. Doubt he'll get more than 2. Headshot angle employed. Good angle from him, but Pronax will be there to stop it, sorry. And Godsent 8 rounds on the board here. On a little bit of a streak. 4 in a row, but all it takes is 1 for Space Soldiers to completely switch up the pace.
I mean, it's not even a little bit of a streak, Hugo. It is just a big, you know, it's the big start to the comeback they need. They've only got 4 consecutively to pull it back to an 8-14 scoreline. They're now only 6 rounds away from equalizing this out. And while that sounds like it's a long way off, the economy of Space Soldiers once again going to be bottomed out if they lose this round. It could quickly become a reality, and with Schneider just going insane like he is right now, it is going to be tricky for Space Soldiers to try and overcome this, especially as they get put more and more on the back foot, both in terms of morale and economy. Schneider finally going to be dealt with. He's been the one making things difficult, using his massive space shoulders to try and pull Godsent across this map and into the third, but he's been dealt with. Into a 4-on-4 we go. While Engine's going to leave Absolute to now fall on back. Paz picking up the bombs, and Tara's over on ramp. It looks like the play could be coming out towards A as Engine now falls on back to join Major in mid. We will be seeing Twist boosted up to try and shut down a potential mid play. Actually, as Engine rejoins his comrades over towards ramp, it looks like instead the pressure falls onto Major in mid to make this happen on his own.
He needs to spot anyone over towards short if he wants to go in through connector. That's the issue. And Pronax's position is great as well. Doppelin in the CT spawn. Space Soldiers going to start to make their way out ramp, but Doppelin's there. There's the first shot. Looking for more, unsuccessful in his endeavours. But Pronax caught out in the window. He needs to get this shot off. Major does land it, but he's going to have to get the reload as well. Low ammo. He gets pushed from short. This twist there. He gets the trade, but Xantares drops the CT presence in the form of Doppelin, so the AWP is gone. Now we're into a 2-on-2, but Engine overfacing goes down. Xantares again carrying another round, but it seems that Twist is there to save the day. He does get 2 in the process, but Twist will be there with 3 to shut it down. Saves the AWP as well. Godsent start their comeback. A little bit longer. A bit of BM as well. Recreating Engine's overfacing, as I called it. Bit of BM on this guy. He's really flaming Engine. He's not liking his positioning. To be fair, I slightly agree.
You know, Twist, he only makes the spiciest memes after all. Handcrafted in Godsent's kitchen. And, well, 9-14 right now. Looking to try and forge this comeback. 5 rounds between them and Space Soldiers. Now, I've got the double AWP setup employed. Change of pace from these guys as both Lekro and Doppler now going to be sitting pretty on the AWPs. This time, though, 4 players for Space Soldiers over here towards the A-bomb site. Nades raining into Ram, going to do the damage on the Engine, but they don't finish him off. He's going to be playing up close, and Pronax now round in the corner. Well, peek on in. No one there to trade the Molotovs down to stop them from going for that, and they already lose a man. Godsent grabbing that man advantage, taking it in their stride, but Pronax going to continue this aggression over towards ramp. Smoke is going to be in the way, but it's Doppelin to fall first. Xantares in with a quick peek. Pronax peeking over the top of this smoke. If he was just a couple of inches taller, I've seen him in real life, it would have been possible, but no. Paz finishes him off. The man advantage flipped on its head as Space Soldiers go ahead and secure that. Now the smokes and flashes rain into the A-bomb site, and Twist is here alone to try and hold back Space Soldiers.
Yeah, they go. The burst out. It's all on Twist. Pressure is on. In through the CT spawn. He can potentially drop Xantares, but he just lets him glide on through it completely free of charge. Does eventually repeat back in and get the kill, but now they know exactly where he is. The shots are going to rally off, and Major chasing succeeds in that fight, gets the headshot off, and now the bomb going down. No overfacing here. They need to play it passive. The molly is planted, but on the wrong side of the box, as these 2 players are sat in default with 1 more molly left to go, but again, placed in the wrong area. Right now, Godsent have used 2 mollies, and all they need to do is land at default. However, Major, he's going to pick up 1 after Schneider. We only have 1 more left on default. I don't think Lekro would expect it, but actually he's seen him. He's wrapping the site. There's Paz, turning back around, but it's Major to shut him down. A 3k for the man in question. And exactly when he's needed to step up, he does. A lot of people have at least called him out for not being the exact hard, heavy hitter on the side of Space Soldiers, but he's definitely showing up when he needs to. It's 15 rounds here for the Turkish side. They've guaranteed OT, and they're attempting the win.
Yeah, I mean, but they only keep 1 player alive, right? So the buy into this round isn't that great. You can see Xantares doesn't have head armor. He's going to get the full mercy of the M4s and the UMPs. They don't have that much utility. So Godsent do have the potential to go ahead and reset the economy here. Making their way through mid. Lekro going to take it aggressively to try and trade this out. Major's waiting in the corner. Has to be careful because Lekro's going to be there, and he just doesn't respond to anything. Instead, will fool. Doppelin able to find Calyx. They take a 2-man advantage off the bat. Now the remaining 3 players for Space Soldiers trying to make something happen out here towards A, but they're going to get completely decimated. Engine pushing up through the smoke does get 1. But fully blind, fighting for his life, caught in the open, somehow gets a second. He's still doing some serious work, fades away into under scaffolding. Doppelin watching the cross. Pronax has rotated on in. The 2 resident bomb fraggers for Space Soldiers, but Engine will fall as they pick that round up. A team ace as everyone on Godsent pulls their weight across the board. The buy going to be coming on in. And Godsent once again, and Space Soldiers with 5 rounds between them and Godsent. I imagine we're just going to see them go for the eco here, but as Engine elects to buy armor, it looks like they're going to force buy down. They can smell victory. Here's the ESL's new scent, the ESL 1 Cologne.
Oh, that's a good one, I think. I like it. I like it. It's original. It's new. Very tasteful. But yeah, I mean,
product placement as well.
Exactly. We're getting paid for that. Either way, this is getting scary close now for Space Soldiers. Godsent are really racking up the rounds here on the CT side, and I was fairly worried of the possibility, but I didn't think it was going to be realistic. However, let's see how Space Soldiers fare with the pistols. The fast burst play is going to be Twist close on ramp. He's going to be the first line of defense, but Xantares takes him down after only one. Engine chiming in as well. Schneider needs to do some work here. He's been stepping up, but this is going to be a far more important round than any of the others, and they're into a 4-on-3. Space Soldiers with control of the A site, aggressive positioning as well. Doppler lands another onto Xantares, but still it's looking fairly difficult here for the Swedes. Major finds Letcro in the window, and now it's all onto Doppler. Out of nowhere to 1v3. He needs to stop them. He needs to pick up this round. The pistols seem to have reigned supreme, and Doppler is running out of time. And chances it's going to be Calix to shut him down, and screams down the mic as Space Soldiers. I did hear that. Space Soldiers are going to be